Robin.
Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony show.
Hi, everybody.
How's everyone today?
Everybody out there. Not too shabbily. Fucking freezing out.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker.
Almost single digits, right?
Yes, with the wind chill, it is about 0.
0 out there.
But it's, it's like 16 degrees out there, and just brutal fucking cold. It's that you can't really take a deep breath in it cold. You got to do those shallow breaths and hold yourself as you walk.
One of the newsmen, I think I was listening to 1010 Wins on the way in, with that deep voice.
Yes.
It's colder than a witch's torso.
Did he say that?
I swear to God he said that. Colder than a witch's torso. Here's John Montone. And then, of course, John Montone has to find someone some schlub.
I heard that.
Oh, you heard the thing? Fucking assholes. They have to find a schlub, and I apologize for using that word, that has to work out in the cold.
Yeah.
You think it's cold for you. Well, John Montone is talking to someone that's actually working in this cold weather.
So what's it like out here in the cold?
Right.
It's cold. Huh. Cold indeed.
He always says indeed.
And it's like, and then the guy is like, I spoke with Emilio, who's a doorman standing outside. It's like, yeah, it's pretty cold out here. Pretty cold, huh? So you wearing anything? Well, you gotta wear layers and, make sure, you get inside every so often and keep warm. Right, Emilio. Keep warm. I'm John Montone.
So he switched it up because
such a formula.
When I was listening, John Montone was talking to someone in a hole.
In a hole.
Drilling or doing something.
You didn't hear the cop and that kept going into the
No, I didn't hear the cop
vestibule?
guy either. See, you have a much longer ride. You got to hear a few
I
of
hear
them.
a couple of John
I only heard the
Montones.
one where the guy in the hole, and he said something about the machine he was using was sort of keeping him a little warm.
The machine's keeping him warm.
I like John Montone.
I know.
He definitely tries to make it a little different.
Yeah. He's out there with the masses,
right?
Even in the cold, even though he doesn't have to be.
No,
I would just every day go into the hallway of 1010 Wins and just talk to a secretary. Mm-hmm. So it's cold out. Oh yeah, I'm freezing. What are you doing? Oh, I'm a crossing guard. Crossing guard here in Orange, and just like who cares? He's not out. Why go out?
I think he makes a lot of money.
No,
I can't. No way.
He's not like making a millions.
No,
I don't think.
He talks 5 minutes a day.
Yeah. What else do you think he does?
He probably makes a
supplement.
I don't know.
He runs a thrift store or
I think he runs numbers.
A shop.
He runs numbers.
You think he has another gig? Maybe he does. I'm so ignorant to that stuff.
It's probably like a male prostitute.
I don't know. Here's sucking cock on the corner of. Wait a minute. What?
At the Port Authority. Giving Hummers for change. John Montone. What are we doing? We had him on the show, and
John's
we all got
great.
along.
Hey, yeah,
he's a good guy.
Like a few years back, I don't know if he's still doing this, but he had that podcast or some shit like that.
Yeah, he's trying to do other things.
And he was pretty. His language was a little salty on that, so I don't think he'd mind.
Oh no, he's got a wild side.
He has a sense of humor.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a good guy.
All right.
That, what the hell else was I thinking of? Oh, yeah, God, driving in, I was listening to us for a little while. And it was
Why would you do that?
Well, you know why?
I don't understand why anyone listens to us.
I know. I was ready to just punch into the news, but I heard Bill Burr. And it was a show from the old CBS studios where we couldn't curse or anything.
Right.
We're talking, but fucking Bill, man. He's just saying some shit about talking about how his dad would be yelling and shit. And just that, Bill is a really funny guy.
Yeah, we all know that.
He's just a funny motherfucker. That whole attitude, he's just like, I don't know about that.
And he can snap at any moment.
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah,
I love
yeah.
about him.
I think he's crazy. I think Bill's. I love.
You think he's got a little crazy?
He's really
yeah,
funny,
yeah.
but I think he's a psychopath.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's what I see.
Oh, because the eyes are open a little
He's
too
like
wide?
he's like a wide open doll face, and you
want to believe that? You want to believe that? Yeah, go ahead. Just tiptoe through life like that. Believe in it.
Yeah. I was talking to him backstage at your show down there in Atlantic City for a while, actually. I was in his dressing room, and me and him are very similar and had very similar backgrounds. Very. And we both have a really nice side, and we also both have a very evil, vicious side, and we see it in each other. We joke with each other, like we look in each other's eyes, and we know what that look is without even saying anything.
What the look is.
And in my family, it was my mom yelling and screaming, and it was his dad.
Right?
His dad. I think I would have rather had my mom yelling and screaming than my dad.
Yeah, because your dad's there's also the physical threat.
Holy shit! Yeah. Obviously he had it worse.
It was always
I can't imagine
creepier.
that.
Always creepier with dad yelling.
Yeah, because we got to a point where my mom was like, "All right, relax. You're a woman."
Yeah.
But a dad, man. Did you ever fight your dad?
No.
You ever fight your dad, Jimmy?
Came close once. I picked up a stick. But he was going to give me a beating. I was young.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Put the stick
Never
down.
really fought, no.
Take your beating like a man.
We all had the day with my mom where she raised the upper hand with a wooden spoon, and you grab it and go, really?
Yeah.
And then you knew it was over. It was the turning point of that whole bullshit.
Moms can't really pull that off for very long.
But dad could pretty much beat the shit out of you right up to the day you leave the house for good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, your dad could beat the shit out of you as long as you want to fight your dad, which is when you're younger. So it's very rare you're going to get into your 30s and want to duke it out with your pops. But if you're 18, man, and I know everything, and I got the world by the balls, you just don't understand.
Yeah.
Like that, at that age, he'll just put his hand on your head while you're doing that schoolyard swing thing.
Sure.
And maybe give you an open hand smack.
I do have to say, my dad never raised his voice, and never got physical with us. So it all came
no spanking, even not a
nah,
spanking.
not really. Nah, not really. He allowed. His problem was he allowed my mom to have the run of the place.
Yeah, that could get a little iffy.
Maybe he should have stepped in instead of watching the Knicks, on TV.
Would he watch the Knicks while she was yelling?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he loved Walt Frazier, Bill Bradley, Dave DeBusschere, Jerry Lucas.
Just turn the volume up louder when
Dick Barnett,
when things were going down.
Oh yeah.
Did she yell at him too?
Nah, she respected him, I guess.
Let's go inside and watch the football.
My dad would try to use logic, and she couldn't decipher that. She couldn't ingest that at all. That's why I left at 18. I was done.
Man.
I was done. I couldn't do what you did.
Yeah.
You left at an earlier age, more or less.
I really left at 22.
Oh fuck! No, man. The day I knew I was leaving for college, I knew my whole life was changing.
Yeah, but I sure wasn't going to college. So my life was going to be at some job site somewhere in the cold. So I was like, fuck this.
I say college, but I went to a little town where I could drink 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's nice to say to people I went to college, but Geneseo back then was really not the place to go to get smart.
No?
Nah. I mean, they get pissed at me, and that's why they never invite me back, because it was crap back then.
You know what it was, though? It was a place to go.
But now it's almost impossible to get into Geneseo. So when I tell people, I went to Geneseo, they're like, "Well, look at you. You're some kind of scholar, are you?" I'm like, "No." When I went,
have you heard the show?
Right. When I went, there was a bar on every corner. There was a drink special. It was a crazy party drinking school.
Yeah.
And over the years, they obviously wanted to change their image.
But it was a place for you to leave home to go to.
Oh.
I didn't have any place. Well, for me, it was all right, now get a job and then get a place to live that you could pay rent with your job. And,
right.
And then do that. So I couldn't leave home right away and go to college at 18. That would have been nice to just even have a fucking dorm room to be in something.
See, we were different in that regard because I fell into caddying when I was, I think, 12 or 13, which was way more money than a paper route or a penny saver route.
Oh, yeah.
People had penny saver routes on Long Island as well.
Penny saver.
So I was making really good money that went to the household. That was my issue. So when I turned 18, I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'd rather be poor somewhere. So when I was picking colleges, I knew I could only afford a SUNY school because why have a college fund for your 7 kids? We had to pay for it for ourselves, so I could only afford that. So when I was picking schools, I actually looked at the map. I remember to this day, and I was like, "What is the furthest school away from my house?"
Wow,
because there's a lot of SUNY.
That was the criteria.
Yeah, there's a lot of SUNY schools close to Long Island. But, then you started looking at the ones that were really far away, and there were 3. There was Fredonia, Geneseo, and I forgot the other one, Oswego or something like that, which is the one way up near the Canadian border, where it gets, right now it's probably minus 20 degrees. And, yeah, exactly. And then I saw which one had the better communications program. I said, all right, Geneseo, it is. And I made sure I was as far away as possible. And then never really looked back.
Yeah.
So... I don't know why we're talking about that, but because of Bill Burr.
Pops up.
Right.
And Bill's going to be part of your show that you're announcing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Where the tickets go on sale today, Jimmy?
No, tomorrow. No, Friday morning.
Friday
morning. Thank you. For April 30th, myself, Burr, Attell, Brewer, Foxwoods, one show only. Hopefully it'll sell out.
One show only.
And it's a definite one show only?
Oh, yeah. It looks like it is because I don't know. The room availability is a problem for us sometimes.
People are selfish.
Well,
with your one show.
Other things booked, so.
Oh.
But it's funny, Bill's such a normal guy. Like, he's a weird dude. Like, professionally, he's great. And he's a great comic. He really is a funny guy.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to end badly. And I don't know how, but it's going to end. But a lot of people don't know that about Bill because Bob Kelly lived with him when we were all, kind of coming up here and, he's, he'll tell you, like, dude, he's nuts.
And that's coming from Bobby.
Yeah, but everybody knows Bob is kind of a kook and a juvie hall fucking wacko.
Yeah.
I almost got into it with Bob one time years ago. Dumb arguing.
Really?
Bob's like bad. Bill's the same way. You argue with these guys, and it gets to a point where that shitty Boston part of them comes out.
Yeah.
And then, and then it's like, all right, look, what the fuck? And he just starts yelling at you, and it's like, and that's Bob, I mean.
The tough guy.
Yeah, but he doesn't even mean to be that way. He's just an ass.
You know what, though? Out of the inner circle of guys that do our show, obviously Jimmy being the leader, and you got the Patrice and the Bill Burr and the Rich Voss and the Bob Kelly. Bob Kelly, believe it or not, is the one that scares me the most. And,
really?
he comes across very lovable on this show. And we all know, right? But he's a guy that would fuck you up if you pushed him too hard.
He'd drill his fist into someone's face.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah.
But that would be the start of it, and he wouldn't stop.
Yeah,
I don't think he would have that switch. If you turn that switch on at him, I'm more scared of him than any other guy that comes in.
With
Bill Burr, probably a close second. But Bobby, I'm telling you, something's not right in those eyes sometimes.
Well, because he really does have black eyes. Like the way they describe Jaws. Like Robert Shaw described Jaws like a doll's eyes.
Lifeless
eyes.
Like a doll's eyes. Doesn't even seem to be living till he eats something.
But Bob's thing is Bob's very compassionate. So even if he got mad and was fighting, even though he'd be angry, Bob could be backed off because he's a compassionate guy.
Yeah.
Like he's not an animal. He's a really compassionate dude. So I could see him backing off if he saw that he was hurting somebody.
Bill hides behind that giant smile of his.
Oh, happy mask.
He's always like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, smiling. Right up until he snaps, he'll be smiling.
And if you said that to him, he'd probably put his arm on. Dude, you think this is happy? This looks happy to you?
So true. Hey, it really doesn't need to be promoted, but I just want to mention it. The fucking Fedor video is doing really well. Thank you to everybody who's retweeting it and sending it around because the numbers are ridiculous. Norton getting choked out by Fedor yesterday.
I don't watch myself in videos a lot. I get embarrassed because I hate looking at myself. But I literally watched that one 30 times.
Yeah, it
just starts on him squeezing my arm, sitting next to me, and then it goes into the chokes.
The chokes are great. You made another great sound.
But I noticed, like, I kept watching him picking up different things, like how much Kenny was enjoying it, and then how much his guys gathered in the windows, and then how he was smiling. He really enjoyed that.
You see that smile he gives, like, I don't understand his language, but I understand fucking pain.
Yeah. And I try to tell you, like, it wasn't smart to have Fedor put those moves on you because of the translation thing. Like, you even said it, I think, in the video. I'm not sure if it made the final cut, that that he held on a little longer than everybody else.
Oh, yeah, and he did it.
The rest of the guys, as soon as you tap, they let go. Like, okay, I don't want any problems here. He fucking gave me an extra 2 or 3.
He would relax. Like, I would tap, and he would wait a second, and then he would release. But then he would keep me there and squeeze again. Oh, dude, he did it like 3 times. I was kind of happy he did that.
You were at his command.
I still have a sore throat. I've been taking ibuprofen since yesterday.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's
really?
good. That's what I get.
And then Bobby's cameo at the end, like taking on for Frank Shamrock, going, "All right, you cocksucker."
Yeah,
with that stupid Boston
trying
accent.
to act and make a scene out of it.
They can believe he's like some asshole in a bar. and then people noticed that you were tapping out for Bobby. What's that about?
I tapped for Bob.
Did you see that, Ed?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
I tapped.
Jimmy's like, okay, enough.
Why?
Because I saw Bob, and I saw his big dumb arms go up in the air, and he literally looked like just a large infant. And I'm like, he can't tap because his arms.
His arms were up.
His arms were up in the air, and he couldn't have. He would have tapped. He wouldn't have hit anything.
See,
so Frank might have thought he was tougher than he was.
That showed me what a sweet boy you are. Because I would have let Bobby suffer. I think Anthony would have let him suffer as well. And you were like, no, I got to take care of my friend. Tap, tap, tap.
That's the one where he was like, take a swing at me.
Yeah.
And he takes the swing, and Frank just tied him up.
But he did it in a cartoon fashion, Bobby. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
All right, you cocksucker.
Yeah, Ken's better than you. He builds a whole scene. All right, it's raining. My umbrella's in your house. All right. Showing you a move. You don't have to you're not doing a fucking film with them. It's not the Expendables.
I'm working on a montage of all the times you got choked out, and I'm laughing my balls off. It's not ready. It's going to take a while.
I want to get more guys to do that. I'm glad we got
guys.
Fedor.
You already got.
I only got 4.
5 because you had Frank too yesterday.
Oh, right.
I didn't really put that in the video because it was all about Fedor, but
Fedor was frightening, man.
Yeah,
it's just frightening.
He was very quiet and
well, he has to be quiet. He doesn't speak the language.
But I mean, literally.
I wonder if he's a quiet guy in general. He has to be quiet if he doesn't know the language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even when he was talking in Russian to the translator, he's so soft-spoken, and like I couldn't tell. Was he thinking out every answer very carefully, or did he just, I don't know what I'm saying. Like it's so odd.
It was literally. Of course.
Yeah.
That's that weird. He's one of those. They always say the quiet guys you got to watch out for. Like that's the perfect example of a guy who's just really quiet and really, he doesn't try to fucking intimidate people, and he doesn't make a lot of eye contact like to be a.
No.
But it was weird. I would talk to her, and then while she was answering me, he was sitting there looking at me, and he's looking right in my eyes. And it's just conversational, but it is like you don't ever want to be misinterpreted looking back, like you're trying to.
It's like looking into the eyes of like a lion or something. You're just like, oh boy, there's something there that could just rip you to pieces.
I think he has a good sense of humor though. He was laughing a little bit.
Yeah, he enjoyed it. Yeah,
and he definitely enjoyed himself.
Yeah,
the translator didn't have any sense of humor whatsoever.
That's their job.
She was. But there was I know that she enjoyed this because I said goodbye to her. Oh yeah, she was having fun. She doesn't get to do interviews like this. It's usually all pure MMA shows where they're asking him nothing but technical questions. Like and their idea of a crazy question, it might be one about food or something. This is a different vibe.
Right.
She's trying to translate what they're saying back there, what we're saying, the humor. That's a pretty tough job.
You see his his profile.
His crew is not fun.
He looks no.
Yeah, his profile.
His profile's like he looks so Russian.
Yeah.
And so just like menacing. It's like, oh God, I would hate to have that guy have a problem with me.
We remember a time where you didn't really see many Russians.
No.
You know what I mean?
They were the bad guys.
You never saw Russians. And in the last, how many years now? It's been a while, I guess, right? 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Ever since the big fall.
Now you see Russians. But think about it. When we were growing up, you never really saw Russians. So when you saw them on TV during the Olympics, a Rocky movie, whatever it was, they were like, holy fuck,
and
the Russians.
From what you heard about it, it was like, oh yeah, these Russians, oh boy, they're crazy, and that. So you had this impression, they're all militaristic, and yay communism,
very stoic.
Yeah. And then you find out, some of them are a load of laughs.
Yeah.
Others are fucking dangerous as all hell.
They were very mysterious, right?
Yeah, very
when we were
mysterious.
growing up.
A lot of mystique behind it.
I was looking at his Twitter. He only has Fedor. He only has a few. They're all in Russian. He has very few tweets. But there's a picture of him.
I gotta follow him. And they're in Russian?
You understand none of it, yeah.
That's awesome. What's his
Throw it in a translator.
That's
I
way
did.
better than half the people I follow.
How'd it work?
I did translate it, and it was like it was like mostly religious. He's an Orthodox Christian.
Oh.
So he's that's why it's like he doesn't do any of the. He's just whatever. So there was a couple of guys with him. I think that were like his religious guys. The guy was with the beards. I think they were because they were in one of his pictures.
Russian Orthodox.
I guess because he was a picture. One of his pictures, he's holding something, and it looks like he's in a church, and he's like, I got to do this with the Blessed Mother. Like he's a religious guy.
Wow.
Yeah,
I see that.
He's a very religious guy.
Huh. Well, they're doing that Showtime thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. They're fighting Saturday at 10.
I talked to the Showtime guys that we are absolutely using a lot of the footage we had.
Oh, good.
Yesterday, but I'm sure Sirius XM will fuck it up in some.
Yeah, they should let.
They still won't take responsibility for the big time Apprentice fuck up.
Oh God, yeah, that's right.
We were supposed to be on The Apprentice, and The Apprentice people were like, look, your company didn't get the paperwork back to us in time, so we weren't allowed to use the footage, and we wanted to use the footage because we got some great stuff that day. Then you talk to the guys down the hall, well, that's not true, blah, 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 blah. I believe the Apprentice people.
They work.
So don't fuck up the Showtime thing is the only reason I'm bringing this up.
I agree, and they work very slowly here.
Just sign the fucking paper.
Not many people watched that show anyway. So
The Apprentice,
I know. Why get on
Why
there?
were you dilly-dallying when you got the Apprentice wanting to use footage where it has Opie and Anthony Sirius XM logos all over the place? How do you fuck that one up?
Because they're not the lawyers, and I think he's a blame lawyer, but they're corporate guys. They're not quote unquote. Even though this is an entertainment company, I think they act like lawyers for fucking I cannot think of one corporation. You ever need a corporation and you can't think of one?
Just go Enron.
I'm trying. There you go.
Enron.
They act like
that's the go-to corporation. Enron.
They act like Enron lawyers, as opposed to guys who are in the entertainment business. Trying to kind of help the entertainment side and get the legal stuff done. They don't act like that.
There's no distinction between the product of personality-driven radio and the product of just whatever it is, tuna fish cans going out on a conveyor belt. Like, they got to distinguish the fact that this is different. And the way shows are treated is different than the way a box of fucking widgets going out of a factory into a loading truck.
Right.
It's different. It's a whole different thing, and it's just got to be treated differently.
Yeah, all they wanted was it probably would have been a minute of time on The Apprentice, if that.
Yeah, whatever.
Of us telling dick jokes. Just sign the paper. How could it be complicated?
I agree, and they got to get that done because these networks are not. Showtime. They're not going to wait for you.
Yeah, The Apprentice didn't need us. No. They were going to have a good show whether they used the Opie and Anthony footage or not.
Because they have so much extra.
They didn't need us, but they wanted to use it because they thought it was good stuff.
Well, this is where the lawyer should, or whoever it was.
I know who it was.
Should be.
And he gave me his excuse, and to this day, I don't buy it. Sorry.
This is where they should be very accountable to. This company spends a lot of money trying to get press because they value free press. Like they sign so-and-so, they sign so-and-so. You get in the paper, you become part of a pop culture, whatever. I get that. But this is free national television advertising.
You'd think.
You cannot fuck that up. You can't. You know what I mean? Whether it's Showtime or The Apprentice at NBC, you can't mess up free advertising.
Well, they did. And the only reason we're bringing it up today is because Showtime was in here. They filmed a shitload of stuff, and they really liked what they got. So don't fuck it up again.
Yeah, we'd like to see
You have a
them
chance to not fuck it up again, is all I'm saying.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
You cannot spend money to get advertising and then have The Apprentice want to put you on for nothing and then, show you.
And then we blow it.
They blur logos. People want advertising so bad, they blur logos out on TV so that you don't wear shirts with certain things on them or GoDaddy or whatever these stupid sites are. So you can't blow it when it comes up.
What did you think of the Joan Rivers spot on the Super Bowl?
I didn't see it.
You said GoDaddy, so.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that one. No.
You didn't see the Joan Rivers?
No.
I saw a picture of her in that one.
Yeah, I saw a still pic from it. Let's see her. What'd she do anyway?
She's the new GoDaddy girl.
Oh, yeah?
But obviously, they put her head on a really smoking body.
Oh, that's what they did. Okay.
And then they Vaseline the shit out of the lens and
for her head
and everything.
How did it look? Like, how was the spot? Was it funny or was it a serious spot?
I I don't know what I think of Joan Rivers. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I guess it was funny.
I think she's out of her mind right
She's a little
now.
nuts, yeah.
Like now, yeah. She.
I loved her piece of work or whatever it was called. That documentary was really good.
Oh.
But I felt, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but
Yeah.
I know Jimmy has. Have you seen Piece of Work? Joan Rivers documentary?
I saw a Joan Rivers documentary, and it was probably that one.
It was very recent. It was probably last year.
Yeah, it does
It
it
made
just
me-
show her driving around everywhere,
Thank you.
Everywhere,
and
yeah.
fucking not stopping.
Thank you, and that's the point I'm going to make. I felt really sorry for her
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she's been in entertainment since we were fucking fetuses.
Yep.
No joke. She's
Yeah.
been at this 50 years, I think.
And she's there.
And Sullivan. She did Sullivan.
Yeah.
And she doesn't. She's not enjoying her success whatsoever. She's still like pushing and pushing.
Clawing.
And clawing is a better
Yeah.
word. In a way, like you something is damaged inside that woman.
That's what it seemed like. She couldn't just sit still for a second. She's on the phone with her people, constantly having to book something, taking red-eye flights from one gig to a TV appearance to do her selling her wares on the home shopping thing.
But-
like they showed her in so many cars, just almost falling asleep
Right.
or dying or whatever the fuck she was doing.
And going to really shitty gigs.
yeah, like really shit gigs.
I understand Jimmy going to a shitty gig.
Yeah, no, you're right, though. But
No, I'm
Jimmy.
joking. I'm joking. That was just a dumb little joke. But Joan Rivers, 50 years in, you would think she'd be like, I ain't doing the shitty gigs anymore. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I'll
think
go
it
on Leno every once in a while. I'll go here, but I'm not going to some weird casino in the middle of Canada, wherever that one was.
She would go to like the Midwest and just play some shitty fucking what? Not even it was like a club and
Right. So you did see it.
Horrible. Yeah.
And
yeah.
she's coming home to Manhattan, and she's she's trying to get 2 hours sleep because then she's got another thing to do the following day. And I felt sorry for her, and I felt like, yeah, there's something that she's not dealing with in that head of hers.
I mean, there's drive and ambition, but when you reach that age, you got to maybe start enjoying the fruits
you can
of your
still have
labor
ambition, but
a
you got
little
to
bit.
you got to also enjoy it and relax a little bit.
I think it makes her feel alive. Like without that, Jesus Christ. We're looking at Egypt. I think, is it Egypt or no?
Yeah. This is oh, God, they're just running people over. Hey, don't let them drag you out. Oops. Oh, they got you.
Oh, boy. Look at him.
Pickup trucks.
You never
swipes,
want to see a
protest.
guy looking at you with something over his head.
No. Wow, they fucked him up. The protesters, I guess, were being run over by this guy in a pickup truck with a bunch of people in the back of the pickup truck. And then the crowd turned on him and kind of caught him, pulled him out of the driver's side window.
How would you leave your door unlocked?
I know, right? If you're going to do that.
And Cairo has now, there it is, turning into tent city. You see that?
Yeah, this is supposed to be one of the biggest one of the biggest demonstrations yet, I think today or
Well, the
tomorrow.
Google guy.
Google.
The Google guy, the star of this whole thing, was talking to the crowd.
Yeah.
He was released after questioning. And
Oh, wow. It was all tense and
What a wreck.
mess.
well, there's no jobs for these guys to go to.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what they make?
Terrible, right? It's like less.
40%, was it 40% of the country makes less than $2,000 a year?
Yeah.
A year?
A year.
Righteous bucks.
And you got a leader who's worth $70 billion. You got a leader that's worth more than Bill Gates and more than Warren Buffett. He has $70 billion in the
I
bank.
love Warren Buffett songs. Oh, great.
It's Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, that guy.
Literal Jim who gets
Finance
angry.
guy.
Guy's got $70 billion. And a lot of people talk at that. Yeah, he made that off his own people, and
But you know what?
and making wheeling and dealing.
This guy ain't fucking leaving.
No, I know.
This motherfucker is not leaving. He doesn't care. He's probably looking, going, you know what? I can make it through this. This is a little fucking speed bump. And
Not only is he not leaving, I don't think he leaves in September.
no, I don't think so either.
I think that was to try to calm everyone down, and then
Yep.
September comes around. He's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, I can't leave. He said, I can't leave. You people don't understand the turmoil that would happen if I left. So he's telling them it's in all their best interest to leave him alone and leave him in office and, go back to your life.
I don't necessarily disagree with him anymore because you don't really see anyone stepping up. You need someone to step up when you're having a revolution.
Yeah.
Who's the guy?
Yeah, you need a Fidel.
You got the Muslim Brotherhood. They're fucking circling the wagons.
We don't want them, though.
Of course not.
I almost hope he doesn't leave. It's like he's not as bad as Saddam was, but After seeing the way the Iraqi people, how they didn't want the soldiers there, I really, it's like, I don't care what happens, and I just kind of hope he stays. Now that sounds terrible, but fuck him. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of worrying about other countries.
Who's stepping up? That's
no
all.
one.
Yeah, at this point.
Are they going to have a free election?
$60 a month.
Yeah, the free elections have never worked in Egypt.
I'm sure that'll.
They've been having free elections for the last.
Hey, Mubarak wins again.
Right.
You don't think
last time he got 90% of the votes?
Shenanigans
from a populist that fucking hates him.
Yeah, how did that happen?
How does that happen?
Remember that Saddam used to have elections too?
Yeah,
and he'd get like 100% of the vote and come out and wave to everybody like, "Thank you, my people."
The fucking asshole couldn't accept like, okay, I'll allow.
I'll do like 90%.
I'll do 97%.
And then they're like, no, because the 10% you would have killed them anyway, so we don't buy it. Right. It has to be 100%.
Has to be. Fucking asshole.
Well, I miss Saddam. It was fun to have around.
Yeah, me too. They really hated him, though. They really hated him.
Oh, yeah, but they were afraid as fuck of that guy.
I know. That's why they annoy me now, piping up. It's, where were you 10 years ago?
Yeah, he was sitting there in fear, cowering to your dictator.
At least the Kurds tried.
Yeah. That revolution was a gas. See, I was using 60s terms, but he literally killed a lot of people with gas.
He did.
Speaking of the Egyptians, I made a bread video with Bobo, and it was a massive fail.
Epic.
Why? What happened?
Epic fail. We went to find the pigeons, and hey, man, I got to pat myself on the back. I know where the pigeons are.
You apparently do know where the pigeons are.
I told you guys I knew where the pigeons were. And
a lot of pigeons.
But they would not eat off Bobo's bread hat.
Really?
I noticed there were some hansom cabs there where they use the horse-drawn carriages.
Right.
And that's where the birds congregate because they like the feed for the horses.
Yeah. But I'm not giving up. We're gonna go back out there with birdseed, and then
one of the best scenes was him all lonely sitting on the park bench,
right,
with the dumb piece of bread strapped to his head as he's taking another piece and feeding the birds. That was like from an old 50s movie of a guy that just lost his job,
right.
And before he goes home to tell his wife, he goes to the park to feed the birds.
You know what, dude? I should have consulted you on this one.
That's exactly what
I should have made that
dummy looked like.
I should have made it in black and white and fucking aged the fucking film.
Age it a little bit.
And then have that weird fucking writing.
Yeah.
They don't have that font anymore. The silent film writing.
Silent film.
Fuck. I should have consulted you.
Have him on the park bench.
You should see, this is why you need an iPhone.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's an app for that.
Yeah.
Well,
my iMovie's got it. I could do it with the iMovie.
You also got to powder his face and tell him to keep his eyes open real wide, right. So it looks very silent movie-ish.
I might make a silent movie with Bobo now.
That would be really funny, just to make a silent movie with him. What a dolt.
That's how his appearances should be, too.
Yeah. A silent radio.
You can check out the fail. It's on my YouTube channel, Opie Radio. And to the guys that go, enough with Bobo. Everyone hates Bobo. Why are you clicking on a video that says Bobo's bread hat feeds New York City pigeons? The people that really hate Bobo and can't stand him are not clicking on a video that says Bobo in it, you dopes.
No.
Guy writes this whole thing on the video. I'm sick of him. I can't stand him enough already. This whole long thing. And I'm like, idiot. All you had to do is not click on the video.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know people don't like Bobo. They're the ones not checking out the videos. You can't click on a video and then talk about how much you hate the fucking guy. That's psychotic.
Yeah, some people just don't get it.
I know people don't like him. They're the ones that just, you know what? Oh, they saw a Bobo video. They're like, I'm not clicking on that. I can't stand the fucking guy.
I see links on Twitter and stuff, and I'll look at the link and look at the back end of the link and see like it has some keywords that maybe something I don't want to see.
Right.
I pass right over it.
Right.
I'm not gonna look. Why?
Right.
If you see Bobo in it and you don't like Bobo, don't click it.
Yeah, you look stupid.
Easy.
You look really stupid.
It's so easy to do.
Because that means you clicked on something. That means you're still fascinated with Bobo enough that you had to check out the video.
Dummies. Jesus Christ.
All right. Hey, who do we got? Who's Les Stroud?
Survivor Man.
Oh, okay.
He's Survivor Man.
Which one's Survivor Man?
It scared the shit out of me. I'm like, we're talking to this guy. I don't even know who it is.
Yeah.
I know who it is, and he came in.
He's the guy that's not Man vs. Wild.
He's more like down and dirty.
He's not Bear Grylls.
He doesn't stay in the Four Seasons when he's supposed to be in the woods.
By the way, Derek has a really big boner for Les Stroud.
Does he?
Oh, does he?
Big time.
I think I remember
Derek's
that from
so
last time.
gay.
But he just goes with a dumb camcorder by himself,
Yeah.
right?
Apparently,
it looks like an old school camcorder. I don't even think he's upgraded his camera even.
Yeah.
I think people
Blair
like
Witch camera.
They like him more because he is more real.
Right. Yeah, I remember
allegedly
him.
than
We
Bear
had,
Grylls.
we had a great time with him a couple years back. He came in. I just didn't know him by name. I'm sorry. All right, so Les Stroud from Survivor Man's coming in. Cool.
What were we supposed to get those guys too? We were going to interview the kidnap guys. Because I watched the shows on. It was pretty good actually. On
you liked it?
Yeah. Do you not like it? They went in. And
I didn't see it yet.
They grabbed people in Mexico, and they helped get kidnapped victims out of Mexico.
Yeah,
it's actually a pretty intense job.
I've seen the trailers for it. Looked pretty good. I watched Top Shot last night.
Oh, no spoilers, please. I fell asleep. DVR.
Oh, okay. I want no spoilers.
What's the spoiler? Some guy with guns shot a hole through a target.
Guns. Well, there's two teams. You know, the red team and the blue team. And
Couldn't they have picked other colors?
I don't know. It's always just
You know the
red
blue
and
team probably stinks. If it's true to life with the way the U.S. is, blue team feels guilty shooting the targets.
Has to be recycled paper.
It was a good start. You know, kind of gave you a little example of some of the people's skills and lack thereof. But I don't like the idea that if there's the first challenge that the team has to do, and if one guy is kind of bad at it that day,
See, they're still doing that?
It's like,
I was hoping they'd change that.
Why try to get rid of him immediately? You could still assess other people and go like, yeah, you know, maybe that one time he fucked up, but if he's an expert fucking sniper or something, he's probably pretty good. You know, I wouldn't vote him off immediately.
Especially because it's Top Shot, and like the guy that gets eliminated on like the hatchet throwing event, like it sucks. Like, come on, like what if he's the man at shooting long range targets with a rifle? Like, why would you get rid of him?
Why would they have guys throwing hatchets?
Oh,
it's all about
Top
guns.
Shot. It's like just hitting a target with something.
Yeah, but that's a totally different skill.
I know.
That's why that doesn't make sense.
I agree. That's the one thing I didn't like about the first season last year, because they just had way too much stuff that just wasn't guns. Like like they had archery and knife throwing, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but the show is called Top.
But that should be maybe I like these reality shows. That should be maybe like a challenge where they get something for that, like a bonus or something. But it doesn't knock them. But it doesn't knock them out of the competition.
An elimination.
So you can at least see these guys throwing hatchets, because that would be cool. But to be eliminated, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah,
no?
that
I agree.
is.
100%. Yeah, you should be if you're voted off or whatever the hell
it is.
It should be because of your firearm skills. The show's called Top Shot.
Yeah.
Right. In the end, it's really about what you could do with a gun, right?
There's 1,000 guns. I'm sure they could find a different gun and come up with some crazy challenge before we get to crossbows and stuff.
They were shooting pool balls at various distances.
Cool.
So it was kind of
Those things shatter.
Oh my God! Yeah, their camera work is great too, because they use high-speed cameras. Where the thought that you can have a camera nowadays that is so good and so high speed that in just HD you could see the bullet leave the gun, and it's like just boom, it just blows up the pool balls.
What happens to a cue ball?
It just turns to dust, turns to powder
right?
on a direct hit.
Just explodes.
Yeah, some of them were hitting the top and shit, which is still a hit, but and other guys that you think would have been really good were fucking up.
What was the furthest distance they were hitting?
I think it was 50 feet, not yards. 50 feet
with
a 1911 Colt.
Is that good? God, I don't
The
know.
year you mean, or
it's
that's the style?
It's actually the year it came out.
1911 gun
and
they're
the
using?
style, and it's still the 1911 is one of the most popular 45s out there. It's still being made by a lot of companies. Colt, I think, stopped making it in like 85, but it was used in World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, up until 1985.
It's automatic?
Yeah.
That's the gun?
That's the gun.
That's from 1911?
That was design. The design came from 1911.
right, sure.
They've incorporated safeties in it, but the basic 1911 design is a classic military sidearm.
Do you have one of those yet?
Yeah, I got about 3.
He has one under his hat right now. He doesn't even know.
Every soldier or officer in World War II, that was their sidearm. That was a 1911. That's the sidearm of the your superior officer in World War II.
What's an original one worth?
Probably in good condition. Probably a lot. Especially it depends.
Have
on
you looked into trying to get an original?
No, I haven't really looked into any of the antique pistols yet. I got some rifles. I got British Enfield from World War II.
What antique pistol would you get? You have to get one of those ones they used when dueling.
Like a dueling set with the case.
Yeah, yeah.
And you got to load up the black
powder.
But
how cool would that be? That's
pretty,
a conversation
pretty cool,
piece.
yeah.
Put that downstairs.
That would be displayed in the office or something.
How much is a gun like?
Is that one of those?
Wow,
is that a dueling gun?
Yeah, that's
dueling
nice.
Pistol. Dueling pistol?
Italian dueling pistol.
Holy fuck, that looks cool.
What's a really rare gun? And how much is it worth? I have no idea about gun pricing.
It varies so much. I mean, you got some from the 1700s that still fire. They still fucking
Would
work.
people fire them or no?
Flintlocks. Oh yeah. They get out there and load them up with black powder and boom.
How much are they worth?
Again, depends on condition and stuff, but it could be, thousands of dollars. So it could be hundreds.
Yeah, they have a lot of cool gun stuff comes in on Pawn Stars, believe it or not.
Yeah.
They have a lot of really old stuff from like the 15, 16, 1700s.
Oh, wow.
Will come in sometimes. So like they'll get guns off of like pirate ships and shit.
And how much
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I
don't remember, like thousands.
What was it? The blunderbuss?
Yeah.
It was one of those guns that like Yosemite Sam would use in a cartoon.
You basically you didn't even put bullets in it. Like you just put shrapnel. Like you just jam garbage down the front of it, and it would just shoot it the fuck out at you.
Yeah, it wasn't even meant for like a bullet, unless it was a little cannonball. Because the thing was used like a handheld cannon, and it was one of those where the end kind of belled out like a trumpet.
Wow.
And they would load it up with black powder, and then just anything that's laying around, pieces of chain, fucking that, and then they would shoot it at the sails. And fucking not the sales department. They would shoot it at the sails of the ship. Yeah, look at that little thing.
Oh,
and they would also get up in the masts of the ship. And when the ships would come close to each other, they would just lay fire down onto the decks and wipe out the sailors.
But wouldn't if you tip it down, would all the stuff just fall out of it?
Nah, I guess they jam it in there, and then you could put a piece of wadding in front of it to hold it in. To hold the crap in there.
I know that gun from the Johnny Depp movies.
Yeah, the blunderbuss. Yeah,
I know. That's where I know that one. Do they use any of these weird guns on Top Shot?
Yeah,
like
sometimes they get the flintlocks from like the Revolutionary War and Civil War days, muskets, which are hard to shoot because it's got the flint and then it's got the pan with the powder in it. So when you pull the trigger, the first thing is the pan flashes. And then you got to sit there still holding it steady because another split second goes by and then the bullet comes out of the front.
Oh, wow.
The ball comes out of the front of the gun. So you can't be distracted by this giant flash of gunpowder in front of your face. You still got to hold the gun steady.
Would they work like a shotgun kind of?
No, those are like a ball, just a lead ball that would come out, about 50 caliber.
No, I mean the junk. The junk.
Oh, the junk one?
Yeah.
That would... Yeah, it'll work like a shotgun.
How far can a shotgun shoot? I always get the impression it can't shoot far.
Effectively, yeah, it's not a long-range gun unless there's slugs in it, which is just, could be just one piece of lead come out. Sometimes there's three in there, and then sometimes there's birdshot. Birdshot isn't a long-distance round. It's,
that's what
it spreads out. It could do some damage.
That's what Cheney's friend caught in the
got
face.
shot.
Oh, is that what he had? Oh, okay.
Hey, wow, you got the gun people calling.
Gun nuts there.
Colt still makes the 1911.
They do?
And is wrong.
Oh, no. I was saying in 1985 they stopped using it as a sidearm.
Oh, I thought you meant stop making
standard
it
issue.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're lit.
I'm sorry
people
about
that know
that.
their shit. They're like, whoa, slow down there, buddy.
No, they stopped using it as...
I might have to check out Top Shot now. You just made that show interesting.
It's kind of cool to watch, man. These guys, they got some skills.
Sure
too.
beats The Biggest Loser. Jesus, same show every 6 months. Enough. I used to like this Biggest Loser. Probably not the most popular thing to say on the show, but as far as reality shows go, I kind of like that one.
For fat shows, I watch Heavy now. There's no prize, there's no nothing, but the people are utterly disgusting. And they're always crying when they exercise. I can't do this. Shut up, you pig. Do a fucking push-up.
Have some self-control.
Something.
They had a challenge yesterday on The Biggest Loser, and the heaviest guy in the house was like 500 pounds. Obviously needs to fucking get his shit together.
Yeah.
And they had a Valentine's Day candy challenge, and whoever ate the most candy in 3 minutes, got to kind of change the game just to keep it very basic for everyone that doesn't give a shit about this show.
Yeah.
So you think the guy I think he's like 500 pounds, would go, you know what, I'm not eating candy because I'm here to really figure out how to eat properly and exercise. This motherfucker was one of the only ones that ate. There's only a handful that ate out of like 20 contestants.
Yeah.
Ate 35 pieces of candy in 3 minutes. What a slob. A fucking slob.
You pig. You fucking pig.
And he's like, well, in the end, this is a game. And most people that are on The Biggest Loser, they understand it's a game, but they're really there to really try to change their fucking lives. And this guy, had a reason to fucking just fill his fat fucking face.
That's why that show Heavy it's not a game. There's not a contest. These are people that are ready to die if they don't lose fucking
this guy
weight.
I'm talking about is ready to die.
Yeah. But they present it still in the game format. This is like a doctor, a real doctor they go to, and this guy's a no-nonsense. It looks like he doesn't even want to be on TV.
One of those
He's
guys.
fucking like, he diagnoses these people, he gives them a checkup and says like, look, you're going to die from this. Mm-hmm. This is going to kill you.
Yeah.
And the people go in and they're like, I got to make a lifestyle change. That's my fat guy talk. My lifestyle change.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Very convincing.
That's because you got a lot of fucking weight around your
that's
throat.
great.
Yep. It's pulling everything down, and in the end, you can't breathe at night because there's so much weight around your throat. The guy I'm talking about from Biggest Loser, his name's, I think, Arthur. He's such a slob. Before he came on The Biggest Loser, and The Biggest Loser certainly isn't helping the guy, really.
No.
He's going through the motions. So he's going to just be one of these fat guys that they have to cut out of his own house.
Yeah, take a wall down.
He has no self-control to the point that he has a pizza joint in his neighborhood that delivers a pie every night without him calling.
They just know he's on automatic delivery.
Automatic delivery. He goes.
It's like the oil for your house for your heat.
Is there other people that do this?
I don't think so.
He made a deal with the pizza joint, like, I'm calling you every day, so let's stop with this horse shit.
Yeah.
I say horse shit a lot. I'm trying to stop that.
Make it easy.
And he's like, just deliver me a pizza every night at 6:00.
That's
what a fucking slob.
What a slob
he's
is right.
It's so easy for himself.
Right.
A pizza. I mean, who wouldn't love a pizza every night?
Oh,
I certainly would.
Wonderful.
A whole pizza for himself.
Of course.
Not for the family, for him.
These people on Heavy.
I think it's more than.
Too.
Honestly, I think it's more than a pie. Now I got to look it up during the break. I think it's more than a pie because I don't think a pie satisfies.
Dude, I want pizza badly.
I would eat it right the fuck
I love pizza.
I
never get to eat it.
Big fat guy on Heavy is like, I'm starving. I don't know what to do. I need food. I say, live off your fat. And they're giving you I think they gave him anywhere between 1,200 and 2,000 calories a day.
Right.
And this guy was used to literally 16,000 to 20,000 calories a day.
Wow.
Yeah. Just bizarre amounts of fucking food. And
How many
he was crying.
Jesus.
Just whiners. And then the woman talking about, when my husband left me, right when the divorce papers were signed, I started eating. Yeah, did you? Yeah, look at what it did to you.
Can we talk about Wendy? It's my favorite fat story ever.
Oh, God.
The Snapple lady.
The Snapple lady.
When our pal was on what was the name of that show?
Another fat
Norton,
fuck show.
They asked Norton to do it, and Norton said, fuck you.
Yeah, they offered me 70
it?
grand, I think. It was...
What the hell was the name of it?
Not The Biggest Loser.
Oh, thank you, E-Rock. Celebrity Fit Club.
Right.
Oh.
And the Snapple lady was on, and she had one of the moments Aunt just said, and I have to bring it up every time, and I'm sorry you've heard this a million times out there, but she got fat because her parents brought another child into the world.
Had a fucking...
that was her excuse for overeating.
Sister, a little sister, yeah. And she's like, I just didn't feel the attention anymore. I was their little girl. And then...
Danny, can we find that clip today, please?
Wow,
we haven't played it in a while. But
shove food in your face.
I understand some people go through traumatic things and it comes out in the fact that you got to eat or whatever. You're touched or whatever.
Yeah.
But because your parents brought home another baby?
Yeah. Now
that's what sent you overeating?
Losing
sent
your
you down the road of
fucking
overeating?
mind.
You fucking slob.
There are so many shows on now, which is whiny people. The hoarders, the animal hoarders, the fucking fat slob shows.
Can I tell you the best show? I'll tell you the best show on TV right now.
What is it?
I'll stake my claim. It's Idiot Abroad. And Idiot Abroad is the best show on TV.
I've never seen
although I could do without Ricky Gervais over the top laughing. He's doing that a little. You noticed? Thank you.
That's why I'm not watching it, because I watched like the preview episode and I felt like Gervais was trying to sell Carl like so much that I just wasn't interested. I was just like, you know what? No thanks.
What are you were in my house. The exact same discussion I had. I'm like,
it's too much.
I think Ricky Gervais, because this guy Carl is an unknown, and he's funny, but I don't know if he knows he's funny, but he's funny. I can't even explain Carl, Danny, but I feel like Ricky Gervais is worried that the world's not going to understand Carl, so he's overselling it by having this over-the-top laugh. And I love Ricky Gervais. Don't fucking misread me.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's doing something that he doesn't have to do. Like, it's an over-the-top laugh.
We get it. You don't have to put in. It's almost like a canned laugh.
Yeah, maybe you can find the preview.
Please laugh here.
An Idiot Abroad. He's going to the 7 wonders of the world. He's been to the Great Wall of China so far. He's been to the Taj Mahal. And I haven't seen the Jordan episode yet where he goes to the Middle East.
I don't know what Carl Pickering his name is, right?
It's fucking great TV, man.
His round head.
This week he goes to Mexico, and he doesn't want to be there. And how he describes people, it's brilliant. It really is brilliant.
There it is.
The preview episode, Danny, was a little rough. You got to get into the show. They decided to make a whole show of what the show's about, because they felt like they had to sell it.
That's kind of what I bailed on.
No, go into the regular episode, because Ricky Gervais isn't in it as much. It's just him.
I mean, I love Gervais too, but it was just like I was watching that preview episode, and it actually turned me off. Like, it was the preview episode and then the premiere.
China?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I watched the preview episode, and I was so annoyed by it. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not watching this."
Wow.
I love this fucking show, man.
Let me see a moment of it. I just want to.
Pilkington, we've made a brand new series in which we send Carl around the world.
I'm going to say the name of the 7 wonders. I want you to just tell me in a few words your gut reaction.
Yeah, gut reaction isn't wise, because it still hasn't settled.
Oh, hi.
Now, if I eat that and I start gagging, he'll think I'm rude.
It is the funniest documentary I've ever seen. He hates anything foreign.
Can't be bothered.
Everything different.
Is everyone going to be wearing this? Oh, just there's something crap here. It's like a game of Jenga that's got out of hand. Did you say it's poisonous or it's not poisonous? What's that?
I knew he'd hate it, and that's why I did it.
Let me go home! No.
You are the strangest man on the planet.
You haven't been to China.
What a useless round-headed twonk!
You hear that laugh? He does that a lot, Anthony. A lot. And I'm surprised, because Ricky Gervais is obviously he's brilliant in his own right. And you would think he would realize, oh, shit, maybe I did that a little too much. I got to back off that. But
Yeah, maybe he did.
Do you have a clip of him talking about, Carl talking about Chinese people? He describes Chinese people brilliantly. And I don't want to...
China, deleted scenes and idiot. I have no
The Chinese episode's great.
Yeah. How he describes Chinese people, if you can find the clip. You know what? Do it during the break, and we'll come back and we'll play that for everybody. How they do things backwards, and they just their whole culture is to make things more complicated. And
I'm rarely grossed out watching television, but in the Chinese episode, when they show people eating eggs with like the fetuses in the egg still, like that's how they eat eggs, like with the like chicken fetuses.
They let them,
come on.
It's disgusting.
They let them cook a little bit, meaning let them develop, and then they show the guy peeling the eggshell, and it's a fetus. And Carl's sitting there like, what the fuck?
Is it still in like snotty egg stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. And they're just sitting at like an outdoor cafe or whatever they have in China that's like an outdoor cafe.
It has some bones and the development of bones and some feathers.
Why are they doing that?
And the start of feathers. And this guy's eating it like it's a delicacy.
That is fucking disgusting.
Can we get those? I want E-Rock to try one of those.
God.
We're not surprised though, right? Because they have.
Can we go to Chinatown? Do they sell those?
They must. I mean,
that's something that E-Rock's got to try. E-Rock hasn't tried a bad food in a while.
Well,
then again,
anything really bad for... I'll eat it.
And also that they show like the beginning of the Great Wall of China. Like I've never seen where it actually begins.
Yeah, you always see the wall. You never see where it starts.
No, and they show both both beginnings.
Let me say hi to.
It's the beginning of the wall. It's the longest where it starts.
You got to watch this show.
Yeah, it's a very high.
Yeah,
he looks very thin, Ricky.
He really did lose a lot of fucking weight.
He's going Hollywood. Jack in Chicago. Jack.
Yeah, hey, hi guys. Did you see when he went to the Taj Mahal in India? They had that one holy man who has had his arm raised above his head for 25 years, and it's all shriveled up like an old tree branch.
Yeah.
He had his arm over his head for 20 years.
But I don't know. Was he born that way? I couldn't figure that out.
No, he decided to do that.
You can't do that physically.
He's doing it.
And his arm is completely destroyed.
Because he can't get any
I wasn't
blood
sure.
up there?
I wasn't
He's doing
sure
it for God or something.
His culture or his religion, and I wasn't sure if he was born that way, or you're telling me he wasn't born that way.
No, he's doing
his arm is completely useless.
I bet he was called on in school a lot when he started. Hello,
or he never got called on. That's why his arm stayed up so long.
Dummy.
I never got picked to be in the magic shows when I was a boy.
Aw,
it's not worth crying.
Magic shows.
When I wanted to be in the show when the magician was doing my friend's birthday party, and I kept yelling, me, pick me.
Oh, no.
And he went, everyone but me?
Of course. Who would pick the kid yelling me?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you'd want it to be all about me. Yeah,
it would have been a
Meanwhile,
problem.
the magician is like, no, it's about me.
Yeah, he was smart.
Hey, we'll break. If you could find Carl describing Chinese people, that'd be great for everybody. But an idiot abroad, I'm fucking all in with this show. Hey, we got Nick Swartzen's here.
Is he here already? Okay.
Yeah, he came a little early, so we'll get him in next. He's in the big Adam Sandler movie that they had their premiere here in New York yesterday. Talked to Nick about it. Nick was hilarious in the movie. You know Nick?
Oh, yeah, for years. I liked Nick a lot.
Yeah, Nick Swartzen's a very funny guy, and we'll have him in next.
Hi, this is Ricky Gervais, and you're listening to Opie and Anthony. I've no idea why you do that, but hey.
Robin,